Howdy everyone, and welcome to the first match ever for the Code Black tournament. For those of you joining us today, Code Black is a tournament based on all the other game modes in Smite, not just Conquest, and today we have selected Arena for this Saturday's event. We will be watching a series of Arena tournaments. This is a standard tournament setup. We have two bands on each team, as well as the setup inside of the match, and of course best of 3 for the finals. You're watching this Arena tournament come out here. Team 8 versus Team 7. I'm joined today by Squidditch. What
is pretty much Arena in a nutshell. Now, obviously, since the game mode is very different functionality to Conquest, that definitely translates over to the picks and ban stage. We're going to have everything going very, very differently than what you'd expect. Starting with an Ares ban. Of course, something you would literally never see in Conquest in your life at any point in time. But in Arena, Ares is a terrifying force of destruction. Ares and Hades, possibly the most effective of the support tanks due to their area abilities, and where Arena is pretty much one 20-minute long team fight. Abilities like that can be used with extreme effectiveness.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing, too, is active items generally aren't favored as much if they have high cooldowns because the action is continuous. You know, you look at the Aegis Amulet, 120-second cooldown is a long time. I mean, 2 minutes, like you said, in a 20-minute match, you're only getting to use it maybe 10 times, maybe 9. The lower cooldowns, like beads, a little more preferred. But, I mean, the itemization in Arena is much, much different than Conquest because you don't have downtime. You don't have time to go farm a lane or go get I mean, you will get buffs, but not in the same manner you would where you just go off and be able to go, attack something, get the Gold Fury. You wouldn't have time to yourself. You'd have to be focusing on avoiding death, pushing towers, or pushing the mid portal, and that's the biggest thing is the minions are very, very valuable. If you lose track of the minions, even if you're winning team fights, those minions are also just running into that portal, taking down your points consistently.
And the minions are really the centerpiece of Arena. Even though it's one constant team fight, the minions are what are going to end up winning and losing games in most situations. Not only do you get points for pushing them into the enemy portal, you get points for last hitting them as well. So a mechanic that exists in Conquests, but isn't quite as important, is literally how you win games in Arena, which means a god like Ao Kuang, a hardcore pusher that is going to give you guaranteed last hits on an entire minion wave, is something just as valuable as someone who can walk in and drop an ultimate on all 5 members of the enemy team.
Yeah, it's all about getting those tickers down to 0, and as soon as that happens, that's all you really need. The Griffins on the side really aren't a focus for some teams unless they're trying to troll. I believe they are worth some points there. I mean, honestly, I don't really play a whole lot of Arena, so that's the fun part about Code Black, is that people who don't generally get experience in these, off modes, I guess you could say. I mean, generally, MOBAs are built around that kind of Conquest-style map. Whereas this is more for fun, but there's definitely some competitive aspects to it. And we're going to see that here today as the tournament does go forward. And of course, when we get to the finals, we'll see the top of all the teams coming out to compete and how they try to, work themselves into a very, very strong matchup. Last pickup here will be Bill the Creeper has a pickup here for the last team. Looks like they have Xbalanque, Guan Yu, Ao Kuang, and Athena. Question is, what will they get?
Well, right now what they've got set up is a very effective combination of ultimates. We've seen previously in the Tiermonster tournaments the Guan Yu Athena Destruction Force with the Horse Athena ultimate combo, and then you put that on top of an Ao Kuang ultimate as well. They've already got a 3-man ult combo that will just destroy whatever 1 or 2 gods standing near each other they pick. And they've got Xbalanque on top of that to blind them while they're doing it. So they've kind of got what could be an all-in super ult setup that'll just go in, blow up everything, and then give them a free wave or 2 into the enemy portal. Whereas the other team here, with Tyr, Hebo, Sobek, Anhur, Kronos, all very powerful gods, but more of a standard, I guess more of a standard Conquest-style lineup that are all very good individually, but don't have that same kind of crazy ult synergy. Just more they can stand alone and put individual ults where they're needed.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and you have to realize that, there's a lot that goes into this, not just the kills, and maybe you have a strong team fight, but, there's a lot of skirmishes that happen on the side of the map. You're forcing minions into the portal, you're trying to pick off people individually, and there really isn't a whole lot of places to hide in Arena. It's a big open area. People that rely on, area of effect spells. You look at Ao Kuang's ultimate. It's really great in a corridor, but there aren't really many corridors here. So, I mean, some characters that would be great in Conquest may not necessarily be as good in Arena. And we're going to start to figure that out as this match unfolds. But you can see at the top of the screen, we do have a spectator delay to cut through here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. This is the Code Black tournament. In fact, this is the first match ever played in Code Black. This is going to be Team 9 versus Team 8. We'll be cutting right into the action as soon as it's ready to go, so stick around. We'll be right back. Hey, everyone, and welcome back to today's first Arena matchup. This is going to be Team 9 versus Team 8. As you can see at the top of the screen here, and it's Arena, so you're going to see all boots, Squiddish. Everyone's buying boots, and there's actually a Mark of the Vanguard. Most people don't really prefer to do this too much, but we're going to see both teams running along the sides of the map to pick up those buffs right before the game starts up.
Yeah, pretty much the general Arena start, just because it is additional farm. Same concept as Conquest. A lot of that does carry over. You still want as much XP and gold as you can possibly get, even though it's not as important to min-max farming, because the Arena is kind of small, and as long as you're in the general vicinity of where stuff is happening, you're pretty much going to be about the same level as everyone else. But early farm definitely never hurt anyone.
And we group up here in the mid lane. Some tornadoes actually come out and do some damage. The minions are being pushed up in favor of Team 9 for the time being. See if they can't clear this out. There's a great time rift for that, and Impale's going to clear that. And it looks like Team 9 has an incredible push advantage here against Team 8. Surprisingly enough, with Ao Kuang on their team. Of course, Ao Kuang does need Tornadoes too, which I should have at level 4. But this is the crucial point in Arena right now, Squid. Right before everyone turns 5. The question, there's 1 5 on the enemy team there for Team 8. Who's going to get 5 first? There's another 5. The 5s are coming out. All the ultimates are available now, and this is when the action starts.
This is when everyone has the ability to completely go in, and with a half-health Athena here, and pretty much everyone else in the game at mostly max, there's a pretty clear target to get started on. Ao Kuang's Tornado is going to go down to clear the wave, so that's a big damaging tool that's out of the way if an engagement were to start right now. But it looks like everyone's taking their time. Everyone wants to make sure this first big engagement goes their way, because this can dictate the pace of the rest of the game.
It certainly can, especially with carries like Shibalanke or on her. If you start to get pulled ahead, that's really important. So they're going to miss the dash. They're not going to grab anyone up. Great Tornado will hit him on the backside. Kronos did get a good stun with some harassment on the back end as well. So it looks like a little bit of light harassment on both teams. Sobek a little low on mana here. You see Kronos go home. This really isn't that big of a deal. I mean, the base is right there. So if you need to go back, just go back. That's kind of how Arena works. And you'll be right back in the action almost immediately. Shibalanke ultimate. They see the people going back. There's a Frost Breath on top of Tier. He's going to use ultimate for his CC immunity. It looks like that's going to be ended unless Guan Yu wants to dash in here. Looks like he might be backing up.
Alright, I think I'm totally desynced here.
212, 213, 214, 215.
Nope. Mine, I don't think sync works in Arena, so let me go back there and get synced up with you real quick.
Does it just not do?
Where are you at? No, it just doesn't do. It just keeps fast forward and rewinding randomly.
At 226.
I'm like, alright.
I paused
It's
at 226.
been constantly fast forward and rewinding all game, and I'm like,
We'll
alright.
hard sync
So
then.
let me get the 226 real quick. Yeah, I'll do it that way.
So I guess some of the features that we rely on heavily for normal Conquest don't really work in Arena. This is all new ground for all of us.
Doesn't appear to correlate. Alright, I'm at 226.
Alright, I'm pausing in 3, 2, 1, go. 27, 28, 29, 30?
Yep.
Alright.
Good now. Alrighty.
We actually haven't had a kill yet so far. It looks like no one has ended up going down, so very cautious play here. And I guess that's the difference between, you randomly queue up for Arena or you're in an Arena tournament, is everyone is just really, really, really careful.
As the polar opposite of what you would get, like you said, just queuing up for a random Arena, when the game seems to be just full aggression, kill everything 24/7, dive for kills, trading is fine, kill everything. Definitely seeing the opposite of that here. Like you said, this is more cautious. This is more not wanting to give anything up. Because every death, unlike Conquest, does directly affect the score. It is, to an extent, about kills, as 5 tickets come off your team immediately when a member dies.
We'll see if they can't get some deaths here. It looks like the tickets are going down pretty heavily. Team 9 losing 434 to 437 at this point, 3 minutes and 25 seconds into this match. Now, we do have to keep in mind that arena matches are relatively short comparative conquests, so it could end in an instant here. As soon as someone starts to pull the downfall, Emir kind of running forward here. Good stun from the Crows. There's a time rift as well as an impale. Athena dashing in, no taunt, however. Going to stay inside those tornadoes, make sure that they clear out the minions. Pretty much everything has just been minions so far as far as the tickets going down, and it looks like it's pretty tied, 427 to 429, as the team fight may be starting soon.
Kronos has been looking for it. He's getting aggressive. He's getting a lot more up in their face than the rest of his team. He's been flanking around a little bit in the mid lane there, not pushing up too far, but you can see he's all the way up at this pillar, dropping the time refs, trying to get some poke damage down, just poking on this Guan Yu. He definitely wants to start some sort of a fight, or at least to zone the enemy team out so he can go over and secure these buffs relatively safely.
Looks like they go right that. I'm surprised to see these teams not doing it more often. Generally, you want to get those as they come up. Free buffs, free experience, free gold, as long as you're controlling that. This Shibalanki ultimate looks like they want to go in on this one. Guan Yu has an ultimate available if they want to dash, and Hebo's going to dash away. A taunt, Frost Breath. Alcon wants me to avoid it with his own ultimate as the darts come out. Looks like they avoid another kill. Charge Prey on Emir, not really the best target. Obelisk on the ground. Sobek ultimate slowing. There's a stun as well. Good block on Emir himself, blocking himself out. The Impale's going to force him away. Sickening Strike gets the first blood. And Sobek walks away with a kill. 413 to 413, all tied up. But looks like Team 9 is going to try and push forward for the lead.
Pretty unlucky timing with that Anhur's Impale, trying to pin Ymir to his own wall, but throws it out right as the wall goes down. Almost saves his life, but like you said, Sobek was able to pick that one up with a Sickening Strike. So able to make that difference. And while this was all happening down there, while this fight was going down, Blue's wave was pushed up, and they got a wave, it looked like partially into the portal, which gave him a bit of a score advantage here. Going in on Ymir now. Tier's going in with a Fearless, lifting him up. He's dropping low, and the Time Rift will secure that kill. So that is now 2 kills onto the Ymir, who has been both the deaths so far in this match.
Looks like they're going to get another one, so Emir again going to fall down twice. Looks like that Mark of the Vanguard not really paying off too well here. The portal is being defended actively by Team 8. We're at 390 to 390, still very much tied up. Both teams playing very cautiously. And you can see with the Emir kills, I mean, they're focusing, like you said, they're focusing the kills, and the minions are dying in his stead. So it's balancing out pretty heavily. Team 9 still in a slight lead. As you can see, the tickets kind of falling down there as the minions do get cleared out. But again, it's not too much. 6 minutes in this match, we have a Polynomicon on Kronos. High to the Urchin on the Sobek as well. Kind of stack that one up. We have a blink on both Tier and Emir. Looking for the opportunity to blink in and initiate if they can. But again, we haven't really seen a full team fight yet.
The difficulty with the blink on Ymir specifically with his team setup is that if he were to blink in and start a fight, there's not a whole lot on his team that could really follow it up. If he blinks way up in advance and freezes someone, no one has the range necessary to put in a good follow-up. It's a tough engage in an arena situation. Tier blinking in is going to bring food to his team, so he's going to make up the distance he went with that blink there and give his team the opportunity to try and pick up a kill, whereas Ymir, I guess, would just be able to blink in from the back lines or from behind a wall, maybe. I guess I want to see what he's going to try and make happen with that active.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I mean, Alquan could throw out the ultimate at long range. That's pretty much, I mean, I think I would have to time her ultimate as Emir going in. Now, of course, all 5 players on each team have access to voice communication. Here at Tiermonster, we do provide a mumble server for them to, hop in the same channel together, all 5 together, and coordinate their team. Implementation, Frost Breath, Alquan, exactly what we were talking about there. Is on her jumps away, dropping very low. Hebo already down. Tornado's on the ground. Tier's going to jump away here. Guan Yu ultimate, keeping plays a good obelisk. Will block his own teammate. Unfortunately enough, Athena going to come out here, not going to land on top of it. There's a tornado. There is the taunt through the tornado as well. A good water spout. Hebo trying to go into this one. There is the time stop. Remember, people respawn very quickly in arena, so we might see some action coming through here. A Frost Breath coming through. Kronos may force back. Looks like a very, very big win for Team 8 if they can get out of this one. Looks like they will. 342 to 350 to a 10-ticket lead for Team 8.
Wave almost making it to the portal, but Hebo and Sobek are able to rotate around in time to make sure that nothing can push in there and that they won't lose any more tickets than they already have from that engagement. It's worth noting again, like you said there. Oh, Tier trying to go with a blink to get Shibalaka, but he's able to dash away with Rising Jaguar. The respawn times are very short, and if a team fight starts to extend towards one player's base, their dead teammates are going to rejoin the fight very shortly. A big whiff on the Hebo ultimate as Athena dashes away there, not finding anyone with the crushing wave.
Yeah, kind of dashing away there. Frost Breath comes out there on top of Hebo. They're going to go for Obelix on the ground. There goes some damage about from the Shivalanke. Stun from the on her as Guan Yu comes in. Talu Assault. Does he have the dash? A good stun from Kronos will keep Hebo alive. Shivalanke can get in range in time. Looks like he won't get the dash there. Guan Yu goes down in his stead. Charged Prey and Impaled to the wall, going very low. Fuzo there on Shivalanke. There's Alcohol Ultimate, going to crush down the on her, and that's another kill for Team 8 right now. 310 and 325 and a 15-ticket lead as Tier jumps in, but looks like the rewind will be enough to keep Kronos safe. Shivalanke Ultimate slowing them down as well, but a big pickup there on the Honor, slowing down their late game carry.
Still about a 10-ticket advantage at the end of that engagement there, so nothing really lost or gained for either team. Kronos in a bit of a bad spot, but unable to get pulled back by Athena's taunt, so he's going to get out of that one okay, and they're going to rotate over and try to get some buffs. We might have a bit of an engagement here on the right side, as Kronos and Shivalanke are both in the area, but it looks like they're going to pull back. They're just going to let Shivalanke have his one buff. Meanwhile, on the left side, it looks like all of the buffs available are just going to go to Team 9.
Yep, they're going to get a lot of buffs here on either side, going to help them out with not only the golden experience, but also the ability to pick those up. Looks like the blue is on the ground, so we're going to dash to it and grab that one up. Mid lane again, focus on the minions. We have Polynomicon almost done on Athena. Looks like Athena's going to start building some damage here. Shivalanke went for Malice first, but then goes right into Deathbringer. And once he finishes that up, that's going to increase his damage by a lot. In fact, Shivalanke hasn't been dishing out too much damage here. If we go to the F2 as far as the damage done, Kronos sitting at 8,600. That's the most in the entire game by far, doubling the top damage dealer on the enemy team. Kronos dishing out numbers. Hebo right behind him at 4,500, about less or a little less than half of what he has. But here comes Initiation Squid.
Guan Yu going in with the ultimate. The freeze from Ymir was a whiff. Now Kronos looks like he might be in some trouble, but he's able to get away there, able to escape this situation. Now he's just dueling with Guan Yu, and Guan Yu's taking a lot of damage. Athena ultimate going to come in. Are they going to be able to take him down in time? Athena does show up, and the Alquan was able to mob Kronos before he can get the rewind off. Down he's going to go, but Athena's going to die as well for jumping in to turn this fight. Now Tier wants Ymir, but they're both very low. Tier's forced to pull out of this fight, and the Shivalanke ultimate is going to ensure a safe disengage for Ymir and let him get back in the base. 2-for-1 trade to take Kronos down.
Looking at tickets here, we see the tickets have tied up. Now his teammate gets some good kills. A 2-for-1 for Team 9, though. In the meantime, Laser good water spout coming out there on Shivalanke as Athena trying to dash in here. Ao Kuang coming through as well. The minions are still a big focus for them. The rod is done for Kronos. Going to scale up his damage a lot. And again, you get a lot of gold per tick here in Arena, so they're going to start scaling up these items. Athena in a lot of trouble. They have enough damage to get it. The Tier's going to dash through, and the guard stance dash will be enough to finish off there. Zamir not done yet. Frost Breath, Glacial Strike. Is it going to be enough? Does he have an ultimate? He's going to get knocked up here by the Hebo as Guan Yu goes down in the back, and as well as Athena there. Good wall from the mirror this time. Rewind comes out. Not going to hit it with the Alcon ultimate. Now going top of Shivalanke. Shivalanke will go down, and Team 9 taking a lead here with the kills. Stun not going to land. They're going to retreat back to their base.
Unfortunately, a whiff on the stop time there that could have mopped up even more kills, but it might not have been worth it to continue pushing anyway, as all of Team 8 has respawned. In Arena, not only are the respawns quick, they do respawn in waves. So your team will all respawn at one time to come out of the base together in order to push back against any team fight or assault on your Griffins or anything really that's getting pushed in. So chasing team fights, even had he landed the stop time, it honestly may have been a good thing the universe had him miss that stop time, because he could have given his life for that one. Maybe not even have picked up the kills.
Deathbringer done here on Shivalanke now after the Malice as well. Going to scale up his damage quite quickly. A full spear just being purchased willy-nilly from Ao Kuang. He just goes back to the base and buys a Spear of the Magus here. That's going to help him out with the penetration going through that Void Stone on Kronos. And the passive from the Sovereignty going across the entire team from Sobek as well. Just to cut through that natural amount of magic protection. Frost Breath comes out, getting a double stun there. Ao Kuang ultimate through is going to hit Arish. It will. Hebo forced to dash away. It will be enough though. Ao Kuang ultimate already on cooldown. But Guan Yu dashing with the ultimate will finish off Hebo. Emir going for the ultimate in the backside. Good zoning effectiveness there. 3 kills so far. Trying to go for another one. Guan Yu gets picked off. He gets a little bit greedy and dives the Griffin. But it looks like it's going to be a 3-for-1 exchange for Team 8. That's going to put them in the ticket lead.
And Sobek now not in a great spot. He's forced to try and keep these minions off the portal, even with the aggression of the enemy team. Standing in a tornado, just has to take all that damage. But the good side is, of course, the base is literally right there. So he's not really losing any time to go back in and heal back up. One thing worth mentioning is because the confines of the arena are relatively small and all these fights are very, very close quarters. If you look at the item builds here, you can see Polynomicons, 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 left, right, and center. Coming out on Hebo, Kronos, and Athena. have all picked up a Polynomicon already to help augment their damage.
Yeah, you'll be in range for most of the attacks there, so you'll see them kind of throw that out for the basic follow-up, the passive of the Polynomicon itself. Sobek zoning out, there's a charge spray through Tornado on her in a lot of trouble. You're going to dash away, Alcohol ultimate come on the back to it. No, it's going to hit him anyway! On her gets picked off, and now Sobek in trouble, surrounded. He is very tanky, but not how tanky is tanky. At this point, Guan Yu a lot of trouble as well, taking some damage, but here comes the Hebo. Great taunt from Athena will keep Hebo from escaping there, and that's going to be another kill. Charge Prey on Guan Yu. There's a dash. The Fearless as well as the cleave from the tier will clean that one up. A great delivery system from the Sobek tier combination, and Guan Yu will go down, but of course all players are coming back into the match already. Guan Yu about to respawn himself. Team 9 versus Team 8. The tickets are in favor of Team 9 for the time being, but here comes another engagement on top of Shibalanki. Will he go down? He's so very low. Tier wants to get it. He'll get it with the Fearless, and now they're backing off as they go back into their well.
Looks like almost a well dive on Athena there, as she was very low health by the door. A couple minions are going to be getting into the portal here. Now, it's worth noting that, of course, right now, Team 9 is in the lead by a pretty substantial margin after getting almost 2 entire waves into the portal there. Even though Team 8's taking the better end of these fights, picking up more kills, getting a lot of good executions with that freeze out Kwang ult combo that just barely doesn't finish off tier. They're letting so many minions through all this happen. They're almost completely disregarding the waves in favor of team fights, and so far that is not paying off for them.
Yeah, it certainly is, and it's something they really have to focus on is both minions and team fights. It's important that you get those tickets down. That's really all that matters. Doesn't matter what your score is, doesn't matter what buffs you pick up, doesn't matter what items you picked, as long as those tickets in the enemy team go to 0 before yours do, you get the victory, and really, that's what they need to be focusing on here. Both teams kind of group it up in the mid lane, good stack out there. The Chronos going to clear out those minions. Look at the damage he's doing just with that time rift. Charge Prey, burst damage, can they get it? There goes the kill on Ao Kuang, a big pickup there. Frost Breath will pick off tier as well. Shibalanki doing numbers in the backside here. Guan Yu dashing forward. Does he have enough health to survive this? Hebo in a lot of trouble. Gonna get forced back here. There goes the Shibalanki. Emir ultimate finish him off, and now it's gonna be a 3-for-1. Shibalanki by himself, surrounded, is forced back. Emir trying to do the best he can to tank this one up. Some basic attacks will finish off Shibalanki, and now Emir. Alcohol ultimate coming through. It's gonna hit the Chronos. He's have a squall. There's a squall. Rewind not gonna go off as a basic attack from Ao Kuang finishes him off here, and they're still going, but they don't realize that everyone from Team 8 has pretty much respawned and heading out of the base. That's when you have to be careful. The extended engagements are always tough because of that respawn time.
Team 9 now has respawned as well and is also rejoining the fight. The team fight that never ended continues in mid lane here, and now it looks like we finally have a disengage as everyone pulls back to their respective bases. Team 8 going back to EO, pick up some items, do what they can to make sure they're ready for the next fight, because they don't want to continue this engagement as all of Team 9 has respawned. They seem like they're a little bit more aware of the respawns and the reinforcements that are flowing in exchange for being less aware of the minion waves that are sometimes walking into their portals. So we'll see how that trade ends up working out as the game carries on here.
129 tickets to 100 tickets winding down here, the 16-minute and 30-second mark. It's getting pretty close. Team 8 already in this 2 digits mark, as well as 3 digits for Team 9. Dashing in, there's going to super noob. No, the rewind goes off. He's still fine. A lot of damage prevented there with the rewind from Chronos. So Chronos is so very powerful. Can just remove the effectiveness of those abilities. Charge Prey coming through. Does Alquan have a tornado? A good tornado will land on top of on her. Alquan ultimate coming through. Gonna hit the on her, and that will be a kill. Alquan is on fire right now. The shots are really accurate from that ultimate here. Basic attacks coming out from Shibalanki. Athena dashed out. Emir ultimate gonna do something to Sobek, but he doesn't care a whole lot. But Kronos may be in some trouble.
Kronos trying to run away now. Of course, this rewind is on cooldown. The Shibalanki ultimate's going to come out, trying to help them finish up here, and that is going to be a squall from Ao Kuang. So we have to end that one there. That Ao Kuang ult hit for what looked like 90% of Anher's health. He is hitting so ridiculously hard at this point, and he does not even have Run Up Tahuti yet. So once he gets that Run Up Tahuti done, Ao Kuang's damage is going to be so through the roof that he's just going to be an unstoppable wrecking force of ultimate every time that comes off cooldown. You are absolutely not going to want to get hit by that. But like you said, he's been doing a great job of landing them so far. Him and the Ymir just seem to really be setting up those freeze ult combinations very effectively, making sure that every time Ao Kuang does have an opportunity to throw down what's probably a 1400 damage ultimate, it lands on target.
They seem to have some synergy between them on Team 8. I mean, have the freeze from Mir into the Alcon Ultimate. Yeah, the Xbalanque and Athena together. Guan Yu really doesn't have a whole lot of synergy with his team, and yet they're still making it work. There's a Blink coming out, going to not hit on anyone, actually. Water Spout, slow. Atlas on the ground, jumping waves on there. The Alcon Ultimate come through. He's going to hit. It's going to hit the Honor. No, he uses the Aegis Amulet, but he's still in a tough situation as the Guan Yu Athena combination coming down. There is the burst from the Defender of Olympus, structuring Onher's body into a new form. There was a mid-lane kill on top of Ao Kuang going after this Glacial Strike on the ground. Guan Yu a lot of trouble here. Sobek going for some slow. There's damage on top of Guan Yu. Does he have it? He doesn't have a whole lot of damage output right now. He's going to need the Tier ultimate coming out. He's going to try to dive this, actually. The Tornado's on the ground. I don't know if this is the best idea. He might get caught out. Looks like a kill on the right side from Kronos. And Tier goes down to Athena. Team 8 gets some kills, but Team 9 does as well. 65-41. This is winding down.
A great play by Guan Yu there, using Taolu Assault to avoid the knockup from Tier's Fearless, so only taking 1 tick of damage as Tier passed through him. Not even close to enough to take him down. Of course, that is always a tough fight for Tier. Anyone who can make themselves knockup immune, particularly Guan Yu, who's already relatively strong, has a dash for when the Fearless is over, and can make himself knockup immune while still being mobile and doing tons of damage. Definitely, if there's a list of gods, it's not really worth your time to try and dive his Tier. Guan Yu is probably pretty high on that list.
Yeah, he's pretty safe in all things that he does. He has a lot of escape mechanisms to his name. Xbalanque Ultimate not going to do a whole lot here as Kronos goes to the left side. Guan Yu Ultimate going after the Onher. Actually go for the Hebo here. Athena Ultimate is going to be in range. It looks like it will just in time, but a great wall from Amir, unfortunately enough. Great for Team 9, not so great for Team 8. Allows Hebo to escape. Guan Yu in trouble here as Tier tries to go after this kill. Rewind comes out from Kronos. There's the dash in from the Tier Ultimate. Will squash down the Guan Yu. The Goomba Stomp is active. Charge Spray on top of Ao Kuang into the wall here. They're trying to get some kills on her, going for some basic attacks. Impale going to miss as well. A lot of basic attacks missed there, but it looks like the Lurky the Water should be enough to finish him off. And indeed it will. A 3-0 exchange, but they're fighting on top of the spawn, Squiddish.
Fighting on top of the spawn, but down to 6 tickets. That means the next kill will drop them down to 1, and once they get the big minion from the next minion wave, they are going to secure this game. They just need to pick up one last kill to drop them down for this last ticket here. But they just can't seem to find it. They can't pick up that final kill there. It's a ticking time bomb for Team 8, though. They need to make something happen. They need to get some kills, because at this point, of course, regular minion kills are no longer worth a ticket to Team 9, but a big minion kill will still give them 1. Down to 5 tickets, which means if a member of Team 8 falls, this game is over.
You know, you have to communicate that with your team members. Let them know, just don't put yourself in a bad situation. Ao Kuang and Xbalanque especially cannot get caught out here because a single death means the entire game. In fact, they're coming back pretty strong here, 14-4. They just need a few kills. If they get a team fight victory, Team 8 will turn around this entire game. That's the whole effect of Arena. Going after the Hebo here, dashing through Athena Ultimate. Looks like the Xbalanque, the Daunt comes out. Can they get it? The dash will finish off Hebo. It's 6-4 right now, Squiddish. A 2-point differential, 1 kill for Team 9 will get a rewind. Comes out, Emir Ultimate in the place. Is it going to be enough? Desert Fury coming through. They're so low. It's coming down to 1 kill, 5-4. Whoever gets the next kill will win this entire game. It's going to be Guan Yu. Guan Yu goes down to Kronos, and Team 9 takes the victory. Guan Yu yet again getting caught out, ending that match 0-9. Unfortunately, did not back off in time and got killed off by Kronos. What a fantastic match all the way to the bitter end.
I don't really think you can make a game a whole lot closer than that one, coming down to literally next kill wins. At one point sitting at 5 tickets to over 20, closing up that gap. I guess I should elaborate real quick because we didn't really have time to talk about this with all the battle that was going on. But once a team is dropped below, I think it's 10 tickets is the threshold. Minions in a wave are no longer worth a ticket for last hits, with the exception of the big minion leading each wave, which is worth 1 ticket. So to finish off the game, you either need literally 7 times as many waves, because one of the 7 minions is worth something, or you have to actually get minions through the portal or put kills on the enemy team. So when you get down that low, that's comeback time. That's the station where you just focus on last hitting. If you're behind, you try and focus on clearing out the enemy waves, because you're going to get tickets and they're not. And if you keep yourself safe and unexposed, you can mount comebacks like that and bring the difference down to basically 0. They were so close to turning that one around.
Oh yeah, I mean, ended there is a 1 kill differential. I mean, 5-4, of course, 5 points for an enemy kill. Either team could have won that one, and it was very, very close. But of course, Kronos dropping 42,000 player damage in a 28-minute match. That is absolutely fantastic. I mean, actually, I believe it was 20. It's counting a lot of preemptive build-up there. I mean, it was a very, very close match all the way till the end. The damage output was incredible. In fact, Sobek never died. 5-0 and 14, so Team 9 will take a decisive victory and move on to earn themselves a name in Code Black. Of course, in these Code tournaments from Tiermonster, you don't have a name until you get to the round of 8. So moving on, Team 9 will receive a name for themselves, and we'll cut to a brief break and go right into the next round of elimination, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today. You're watching an arena tournament, surprisingly enough, and hopefully you're enjoying the action as much as we are. We'll see you very soon. Oh, hi. Didn't see you there. Oh, this? You want to know how you could win all this, and much, much more, huh? Let's get started. Introducing Divine Intervention, a charity tournament hosted by Tiermonster.com, with all proceeds going to American Red Cross to aid them in their global disaster relief efforts. 32 teams will be headed by community members and will compete in a standard